Well, at the end of the day, I think this is something that I like to tell people is that when you do this shit, man, you got to just be true to yourself.
Right.
Like, don't try to paint something that you're not. And because at the end of the day, like, you're going to try to do this shit, right? And let's just say you put on this mask that is something that isn't you. You're going to get so burnt out so fast just putting this face on every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, be true to yourself. Paint something that is cool and true to you. What makes it so much easier, you know?
And that goes right back to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to anyone else today. You know what I mean? Because I would be willing to bet money that there are times you've made decisions about your brand in the past that were predicated on some shit other people were doing that was popping them off and shit like that. Yeah. See?
And it kind of goes with like...
And I bet that didn't feel right to you when you did it either.
Well, at the time, you got to remember, like in the beginning... you kind of look for answers, you know, you look for those answers, and sometimes those answers you feel like are in those people who are already doing it.
Right.
So you kind of have to, like, in a way, mimic, because when you're first starting, you don't really know, you know, you don't know that these are the mistakes you're making. You don't know that this is the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do.
That's how you figure it out though.
Exactly.
Right.
So those are the mistakes you have to make.
Right.
So, and that's how you come to the point where you figure out what is working for you or what you want out of it, because you see the trials and the errors and what worked and what didn't. And then you kind of base it on how you are. Okay, well, you know what? This is how I see myself. This is how I want to paint it. I've done this before and it didn't really work. So like, this is how I want to do it.
And then at that point is where you start, like, I'm trying to figure out like where you put that mental blockage, right? So like I feel like there has to be a certain point where you're like, I'm willing to listen to others' opinions and take what they have to say into consideration, but I'm also not going to do anything that I feel jeopardizes my vision of my thing.
Of course. And at the end of the day, you got to remember, you just got to do what makes you happy, because you see it on the day-to-day basis of people just breaking their ass, and for what? Just because you're trying to get a check, or, you know, it's like, do this because you love it and put that time into your craft so that it looks the way you want to do it, you know, and make it look the way you feel is representable of you, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like the business that you're representing is yourself. Like people say like, oh yeah, this is the brand. Like, yeah, I get the brand, but like at the end of the day, the brand is you, you know, this is you as a person expressing who you are. Exactly. And at the end of the day, like, that's just how it has to be. And some people, you know, they have an idea, you know, some people are directors, you know, in their head, they can paint a depiction of something else that they are really full forced in, you know, like, for instance, I think it's Snails, the DJ. He's really good at, and in an interview I've heard of his, he likes to do stories in his head. You know, he likes to make the characters and everything, and
like when he's making a song, he maps it out as a
everything, like the whole his brand. He's a storyteller, and everybody that he has on his team, he tries to help them paint that story as well, you know. And some people are good at that, and that's okay. And you can do that all day. Those are artistic ass people, and so, you know, if that's how you feel, then, you know, that's how you should do it. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, like, what's true to you, that's true to him, because that's what he loves to do. You know, he loves to paint pictures and create a story behind things, you know, paint a story for people. Right. So it all depends, man. It's like, it's however you see yourself, and
you got to discover yourself.
Yeah. You got to discover yourself, man. You got to trial and error is everything. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Especially in anything creative.
Anything, any sense, even at work, man. Like, you make the mistake once, you won't make it again. You know.
Right.
So.